Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa, and today we're going to do the mutual fund tracking sheet that we usually track. So in today's episode, we are going to look at what did Parag Parikh do and what did Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund do in the last 1 month. So let's quickly jump into this episode and understand a little bit more about it. Now, coming to the first part, as you can see here, this is my monthly tracker that we keep updating it. I will share this with the community members as well. But coming to the first part, the amount of investments that they did recently in a company called Zydus Wellness. Now, Zydus Wellness is a very interesting company. Actually, they did an investment last month, not this month. This month they had an increase due to 1:5 split, but they have taken a very big stake in Zydus Wellness. Now, if you look at the SOIC YouTube channel, they have done a very good video on Zydus Wellness. Basically, Zydus Wellness is growing really well because they own Sugar Free and they also own Max Protein, and Max Protein business is growing really well. So Ish Mohit has covered it very well. So you guys can go check it out. They have upped their stake in EID Parry as well. This is a Murugappa company pivoting from commodity sugar to retail branded sugar. And again, that is doing well. Cipla, they have increased stake. IEX, they're adding more and more and more and more. So they have been adding more stake into IEX. HDFC, ITC, small upgrades, but I think now they're pretty much majorly still in cash. They've exited Maruti a little bit because Maruti has run up a lot, and they've exited Ipca Labs completely. But apart from that, these are the major companies that they've increased a little bit. The top four companies are EID Parry, Cipla, IEX, and HDFC Bank. Now, coming to Motilal Oswal, which is usually a high PE fund. Now, what they have done is they have increased their investments in kinase technology. This was because a lot of recent news had come on this company that they are getting into the semiconductor space. They also did a tie up with the Singapore company. So that is basically what is happening. As you can see here, 152p, surely overvalued. There's no two ways about it. But Keynes is also getting into the semiconductor OSAT commercialization to start from December. Now, please understand that there are different types of semiconductor, and the semiconductor OSAT is not something very fancy, but the management is guiding for 15 to 16% EBITDA margins in FY26, right? Then we have persistent systems. They had increased persistent systems in September, and very good because the result came out quite well in October, and recently the result also came out, and the result was little better than what we would expect. And as you can see, the stock price also went up by 7.24%, right? So not a bad call for this. This was a good call. KEI Industries, again, if you look at KEI, you look at Polycab. Polycab is sitting at an all-time high, close to an all-time high breakout. KEI is also doing really well, and they've increased in both, right? Polycab and KEI, they've increased some stake, and both are sitting at a very good position, which is an all-time high position. So again, we're waiting to see how the result comes out because Polycab's result is coming out very soon as well. Bharti Hexacom, pretty much a small bump in it. And as you can see, even though all of these DIIs have a lot of money, they're not upping stakes like crazy, right? They're still, not taking a lot of allocation and very less allocation in this. If you look at their exits, they've exited Dixon a little bit for two reasons. One, the P is very high, and Dixon recently in their investor con call presentation came out and said that guidance is going to now start reducing, and it is not going to increase a lot right now. So for now, the guidance has been reduced. That is creating an issue. Prestige, they've reduced a small amount for 4%. This is because in Bangalore, a lot of unsold inventory news is coming out, and inventory supply has become more than the demand right now in Bangalore. So that is why this news has come out. AB Capital, minus 6%, also because it has gone up quite a bit. So as you can see, in the last 1 year, it's gone up 34%. Last 6 months, it is 61. Last 3 months, it is 11. So they have got a good run up from this, and they're taking small exits from this as well. Trend, they have reduced 16%. I don't know why they had increased the trend in the last month, but they have reduced it drastically, mainly because trend was always at a high P, and now recently they came out and said that the sales actually numbers did not come out well, and because of that, it has fallen down even more. Max Healthcare, they have taken a huge exit. Right, this was a company that they were constantly buying, and everything basically reflects in the stock price. So if you look at Max Healthcare, if I show you the tab, this is how it looks. Right, it went up, and now it is on a downward spiral as well. So they have recently taken out most of their investments there. They've taken out investment in Hitachi Energy and KPIT and PB Fintech. They have completely exited because of the bad news that came out with KPIT about another big major giant almost losing their money out. PB Fintech, I don't think they had a very huge stake, so that is okay. But in KPIT, there is more earnings issue that has happened mainly because of geopolitical issues and uncertainty, which I honestly believe is a very temporary short term thing within the next 1 year or 1.5 years, I think that also will be completely negated out of that portfolio. Now, coming to the overview of Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund, we can see that the portfolio level, if you look at this, they have almost 91% in equity and around 9% in debt and cash, right? And if you look at the P ratio of the company, P ratio of the portfolio, it is sitting at 65. Now, if I do the same for PPFAS flexi cap fund, right? If I do the same for this, you will see that the P ratio is 18, which is actually lower than the index itself, lower than the Nifty 50 index itself. But here, if you see the interesting thing, they're sitting at 74% equity and 25% cash. So they've actually gone more into cash because I don't know, maybe it is overvalued or maybe they're not finding valuation comfort, but they are sitting in heavy amounts of cash. Even though the market is obviously right now very, very, very choppy, they're sitting in heavy amount of cash, but still most of their money and allocation is deployed into financial and financial services. Almost 27% is gone into financial, and the top holding is HDFC, Power Grid, Bajaj Holdings, Coal India, ICICI Bank, ITC, and Kotak. Right, and as you can see, Maruti Suzuki we spoke about, they had reduced some stake here, and they're increasing it in some pharmaceutical companies. Small amount of stake has been increased, but major holdings is still the major companies here itself. Right, so this is basically what we're looking at right now. One thing to look at is, yes, the SIP inflow has also reduced slightly. This is mainly because last few months we were having a very choppy market. Trump had been opening his mouth multiple times, so that has created a slight imbalance in the ecosystem. But I would strongly suggest all the people who are watching this video, do not stop your SIPs. It is the worst thing you can do at this time. This is the time where you either increase your SIPs or double it, because the market has given you a 14-month time correction, and there's a very high chance we will come out of this time correction and start doing well, because the earnings are catching up. And if you see the recent earnings that are coming out, they are coming out quite well. So if the earnings are catching up and you are not doing SIPs, then you're going to be in a massive problem. So do not stop your SIPs, continue your SIPs, and continue investing higher. One thing that we're missing in this is the small cap index, small cap fund. Now we will look at that. Usually we do quant small cap, but a lot of people have said don't do quant small cap. We want to look at Bandhan small cap. So now what I'm going to do is I'm waiting for the fact sheet to come out. Once the Bandhan small cap fact sheet comes out, I will do that for you and give it to you as well. Okay, but don't forget, do not stop your SIPs, do not hold it, increase it, or continue the way it's going right now. Okay, awesome guys, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care, see you guys, bye bye.